as yet. So I was taken back, and then I saw that, okay, sharp, the university has taken me back. Now I had to think about my future. I'm like, now 2015, this is third year university, but still doing first year. So meaning that I'm failing. Now, do I need to continue with this, or Somara must just give up? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not giving up. Instead, I will make it as a DJ or as a musician. I will make it dark or blue. Now, 2015, I had this roommate. Guy whom I was staying with. Now he was doing his first year. No, he was actually doing his second year. Yeah, he was doing his second year in 2015. Now I was doing my third year, but in the first year level. So this guy, he was that guy who grew up in a family of oppression. They were oppressing him in the family. He didn't really have freedom. So when he came to varsity, that was like a platform for him to be as naughty as he can. So that's how we were connecting, me and him, you know. So me and him, Vela, we started not going to school. And so forth. And at that time, where we were staying at the student accommodation, more girls started coming in. Now I was starting to open up to dating, you know. I was starting to open up to dating and all that. That was early 2015. I was starting to open up to dating and so forth. So me and this guy, he was a rapper. I don't know what happened to him now, but he was into rap, and I was into, I would say, house music in general, being a DJ, right? So many things happened in 2015. 2015 was the year whereby I met Bethuel. Bethuel, by the way, is my manager, right? If you want to get hold of me, Bethuel is the right guy to contact. He's the one who's actually controlling my life. So many people are unable to understand. They think Bethuel just came out of nowhere. Me and Bethuel come a long way. He was there from 2015. That's when I met him. Basically, most of, even Poncho as well, most of the FBK guys, I've met them in varsity. So the guy, my roommate, he was a rapper and an upcoming rapper. And so we were sitting down. He's like, boy, I want to make music, but you know how difficult it is. What is it that we have to do in order for us to get recognition? And then I told him, oh, boy, I know a way which I can make people download your music. And he's like, show me the way. And then we uploaded a file randomly on data file host. And then I clicked on it like 100 times. And then when I refresh, it shows that 100 people have downloaded it, but it's only me. So he has seen the trick. He's like, hey, Mfana, you're smart. I'm like, yeah, it's called the art of hustling. You need to hustle in life, because if you don't do this for yourself, nobody's going to come and say, hey, you have talent, let me take you to the next level. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Especially if a person doesn't have anything to gain out of working with you, they would never work with you. So at that time, I was starting to practice, you know, with music, playing. And then Bethuel, he offered to be my manager. Now, here's the thing. I see so many people asking Bethuel on his personal level. They're like, why are you driving coach's cars? Why are you all over coach's life? Why are you controlling it? Bethuel offered to be my manager in 2015 before I knew anything about success. Therefore, even if I had to become a billionaire, he deserves to be my manager. He did not just come out of nowhere just because he has seen me made it and all that. You understand? So you need to understand that most of the people in my circle, we've come a long, long way. Now, my boy, I told him, my roommate, I told him that, boy, if you want people to download your music, you must be famous. And at that time, I was not into Twitter. I hated Twitter. And I hated Instagram, not because I hated them, but because I couldn't afford data for Twitter and Instagram at the same time. Instagram was even worse at that time. So I was a Facebook person. You know, my journey started on Facebook. So I went on YouTube this other time. Now, I want you guys to understand something. Ne? The reason why I'm telling you guys this story is so that you can understand and know who you're following, right? You're more than welcome to judge me out of the decisions that I made because I've made it now. But at that time, I want you guys to understand that I did not have a choice. I had to do what I had to do. You know, I had to do what I had to do at that time. Now, I went on YouTube and I Googled how to become famous on Facebook. Here's the thing. I Googled how to become famous on Facebook. That is still like early 2015, maybe around like February, March, somewhere there. How to become famous on Facebook. And I found so many interesting things. Now, I found what we call auto likes. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before. I found what we call auto likes. Ne? So basically, on auto likes, what happens is that you can actually have so many likes. Like so many likes out of nowhere. NG. And I did more research about it. Right? I did more research about it. Now, there are so many things that you're going to judge me based on, but at the same time, there are so many things that you're going to learn from me about life on its own. You know, there is no easy success. That's just the truth. So I came across auto likes and I was like, okay, auto likes. What happens here? I checked. I'm like, oh, this is how it happens. So when my roommate was sleeping at night, I almost fainted. So I went to this other website. I forgot the name of the website, but it has something to do with Facebook auto likes or FB auto likes. I went there. Then what they did there, they said log in your account. Now, I want you guys to understand, it's easy to get hacked. Once you go that route, it's very, very easy to get hacked. But at that time, why would I be afraid of getting hacked where else I'm a nobody? When I released my music, at that time, 2015, I was working on my third album. So I wanted people to get my third album so bad, you know, so that I can be given an equal platform or equal chance in this music industry. Now, I tested this thing. I logged in on their website using my password and my email and all those sensitive information, which they could easily hack me based on. And then when I signed in, they said, welcome to the world of fame. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. World of fame. And then they said, choose how many likes you want. Yeah. How many likes do I want? I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw 100 likes. I saw 1,000 likes. I saw 10,000 likes. The maximum that I've seen it was 10,000 likes, basically. And then under there were comments. You could actually get comments. You could actually get shares, right? Like shares, like when people share your posts. So I opted for the 100 likes. I selected the 100 likes. I approved. They said, wait for 2 minutes. It's free. Remember, it's free. I've waited for 2 minutes. They said, your likes have been sent. Go and check your account. I went on my Facebook. Remember, this Facebook that I'm referring to, it was closed down by Facebook itself. So I had to start a new account, you know. So after the new account, I never did that nonsense anymore. There was no need, trust me. So I went on Facebook. When I went to my notifications were coming in like this. But here's the funny thing. All the people that were liking my stuff, they were Indians. Basically, it was Indians, mostly. Faraj, Muraj, Kafir, Kashi, Shabir Sheikh, Korfor, liking. When I refresh, I'm like, my post, it had 10 likes. Now it has 110 likes. I've woken up my roommate. I'm like, boy, wake up. Boy, come and see a miracle. Boy, we are going to be famous today. I've woken him up and he's like, boy, what's happening? He's still sleeping. I'm like, when I wake up, you were saying you want to be a famous rapper. I found a way for us to be famous, you know? And he's like, okay, show me. And I showed him the account. And then he's like, boy, where did you get 100 likes? Because I know you get 10 likes. I'm like, boy, stick with me, you will go places. Stick with me, boy, you will go places, trust me. And he's like, okay, show me. I logged in the account again. And then when I logged in, they said, wait for 15 minutes. You can't abuse the system. So I've waited for 15 minutes with him. He was asleep. He didn't believe it. Now I've selected 1,000 likes. They said, wait for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, my boy almost fainted when he saw the likes. 200, 300 likes, 400, until 1,000 likes on Facebook. But here's the thing. There was no comment at that time. There was no comment at all. And the main purpose why I was doing that was so that I could get famous, so that people can download my music. If people would download my music, then I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have thought of that in the first place. You understand? So he was shocked. He's like, boy, we're going to be famous. Now I had more than 1,000 likes on one post. Right? And I was like, Now I was forced to do a research before. So I actually deleted the post. I deleted the post on Facebook. Now remember that account was actually closed. So I was forced to do a research. Where do the likes come from? That was the first thing that I had to do. Where do the likes come from? So when I was doing a research, I found out this is like a community of people who are desperate to be famous. So it's like millions of people. So when you sign up for this thing, you are signing up so that you're giving these guys access to your account. So these guys will actually have your account on their system. Your account will be liking other people's pictures without you knowing. So that simply means that system was used by Indians. So Indians signed up for those things. So when we sign up, Indians' accounts were used to like my stuff, and then my stuff were used to like Indian people's stuff. So it was a relationship between me and Indians. You understand? So that's why I like Indians so much. You see, Indians, the truth about Indians is that most of them, if you can remember 10 years back, most Indians or those guys from Africa and all that, they came to our country by selling blankets. Now they started by selling blankets. You see, by house, if you can remember, selling blankets. You were there sitting while they were selling. Today, they own almost each and every shop in the country. You're still there sitting. They started that. They started by selling blankets. So I knew it. From that moment, I knew that, Indian guys are very smart. Very, very smart. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to be an Indian. I want to think like an Indian, you know? Now, shout out to all the Indians out there. Shapo, my boy and I understood where do the likes come from. Now it was no longer a surprise. Now we just needed to create a build-up. A build-up simply means, you know me. You know that I'm not famous, but you wake up to my post tomorrow, it has 1,000 likes. You will ask me so many questions. So I had to create a build up. So my boy and I found other systems we can use, which used to give us 10 likes, 20 likes. So we were creating a build up, creating a build up. People were not able to notice. Then before they knew it, there was remember on Facebook, there were things which we were calling celebs. If you were not a celeb by that time, you are not relevant. So at that time, things were starting to pick up and people were starting to talk about me. There's this guy who gets 100 likes. There's this guy who gets 1,000 likes. Check him out. At that time, I think on Facebook, I was CT, something like CTSA or something like that. There was no coach at that time. That's why I'm telling you that the story that I'm telling you has nothing to do with coach, but it's a build up. So not being a celeb was not, if you're not a celeb, you were nobody. You were a nobody at that time. So you need to be smart in life. You need to be very smart. So people started noticing us. Beautiful girls would okay, on Facebook there's no DM, it's actually inbox. Beautiful girls would inbox us just because they see we have likes, and then they would say, please post us and all that. So I would post the girls and I would put them in the system. They would get likes out of nowhere. The trick is, don't ask me questions. Don't ask me how did I get the likes. It's none of your business. It's none of your business how I used to get the likes. Sharp. So now, when I was done with my third album, I saw a platform that, you know what, this is it. With this album, I'm going to be famous. I have to be famous because now I have fame, right? Now, I told myself that I will release the album later during the year, just after June. That was just around March. I'll release the album later during the year. During the year. Now, had I known that things would go bad, I would have released my album at that time and took advantage of the little fake fame that I had at that time, So, sharp. Relationship wise, I met this girl. Now, this is the main girl. This is the male girl that actually pushed me beyond my limits. Now, I met this girl. Me and this girl were staying in the same house as well. Most of the people who were staying in the same house, me and this girl were staying in the same house, and we started spending a lot of time together, I think naturally, if I like you, naturally, even today, I can't just start and then start by hitting up on you. Instead, we have to be friends before, we have to be friends before so that we can get to know each other. We have to know each other and all that. So we got to know each other, and I started liking her, and she started liking me too. So March, when we went home, me and her, we started talking a lot on the phone when she was home and I was home as well. We started talking a lot, we started bonding and all that. So when we went back to Varsity Valley, the bond was even stronger. The girl that I'm talking about is the girl who made me the person that I am today, but I doubt she knows it, because when I go on with the story, you'll get to understand how I was forced to be successful, because all my life, I've been hustling. So when I got into a relationship with this girl in 2015, and I loved her. I loved her with all my heart. You guys don't understand, right? And you know how it is. Girls will always be girls. Girls want to be treated nicely and all that. So I had to hustle. I had to think like a hustler, because now I have fame on Facebook, right? Facebook, I have fame, but I'm waiting for a certain time so that I can release my album. So now I need to make money so that I can take care of my girl. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is so you can understand that if you fail to take care of your girl, your excuse being that you don't have money, that's nonsense. You must think like a hustler. So now, remember, 2015, third year university, I'm still doing the economics course, and I'm literally failing. It's like, you know what, I'm failing, and I've accepted there's nothing I can do, So I had to make money. Now I had to sit down and think, how can I make money? How can I make money when the situation is like this? Because my music is not out there, so I won't make money as a DJ. How can I make money? So I said, let me start a business. So I started a business in 2015 of fixing computers. Now keep in mind, people, I don't know how to fix a computer. At that time, I didn't know how to fix a computer. But I started a business of fixing computers because Bethuel was my manager, yes, in the music industry. hustling for gigs for me, but there was no gigs. There were no gigs value which I was getting at that time. So I had to make money either way for my girl, you know. So I started fixing computers. What else? I didn't know how to fix a computer. So that's why I'm telling you guys that I'm teaching you how to think like a hustler. Because the system, even the system that we are living in right now, they will tell you that we are looking for a marketing director. You must have 5 years of experience. That time you just come from varsity, you don't have experience. And they're telling you that they need you to have experience for them to hire you. So you see, it's complicated. So I had to think out of the box. Now, I put a poster on campus, like TT Harangwa campus. And I'm like, I'm fixing computers. I change Windows. I remove antivirus and all that. And the price that I was charging was about, I think it was about 50 rands or 100 rands. I don't remember very well. So after posting, you know, in varsity, many students are going through technical difficulties, like their computers are not switching on. They had an assignment that the assignment disappeared, I mean, because of antivirus and all that, you know. So I was like, okay, I posted the thing late in the evening. Now in the morning, because I've put my number there, I got so many calls. Like I got about 5 calls. So when I called them back, they're like, yo, man, I saw your poster. The first guy, I remember him, he was a cheese boy. Hey, yo, dog, I saw your poster on campus, dog. I want you to fix my computer. It's acting up and shit, you know? I'm like, okay, what's the challenge? He's like, I don't know, dog. It's not even turning on. It's not even switching on, you know? Okay, I'm like, okay, fine. So this guy, he's staying at rest. So I went to campus. Remember, I charged 50 rand. When I went to campus, he shows me his computer, right? He says that the last time he was actually using the computer and then it turned off. It's not even charging and it doesn't turn on. I'm like, okay, I looked at the computer. I tried turning the computer on. Then the charger was on the plug. Like the laptop was actually charging. It's a laptop. It was actually charging, you know. And I'm trying to think because I don't know how to fix a computer, remember. So when I looked where the charger was plugged, the nigger didn't turn on the on button. So I turned on the on button. Then the laptop started charging. Then I knew that it's gonna switch on. So I told him that I need water. He went to fetch water in the rest kitchen, and then I pressed the on button. Then the laptop turned on. When he came back, the laptop was on, and he's like, dog, you're dope, you're dope. And I'm like, I have been doing this. It's not a problem. Reality of the matter is that the nigga, you know, cheese boys are too spoiled. They're too spoiled. He didn't even bother verifying that whether the laptop was charged, was on, the plugs were on and all that. So what I did, I just pressed the button. Now I had two options. Option number one was to tell him that, dog, the reason why your laptop was not on was because you didn't press the on button on the socket wall. But instead, I told him that, you know what, dog, hey, I had to do some things here. Hey, I had to press some coding here. You know, it was difficult turning this laptop on. And then he said, yeah, dog, how much is it? I'm like, 50 rands. Then he gave me 200 rands. Cheese boy, you know cheese boys. And I was like, thank you, dog. Then from there, he was, whenever, if his USB doesn't appear, he would call me. I would literally, 90% of the times, I would literally charge him for something that he could have done easily. You know, it's hustling. People, don't judge me. I had to do what I had to do to provide for my woman. You know, my woman was not gonna go to school without nails. I had to make money for my woman, you know. But at the same time, I started making money. I would get a lot of calls, antiviruses. So throughout the process of computers, I was actually using Google, YouTube. So whenever a person says, my computer is virus, I would Google on YouTube how to remove virus. Everything. My cost of sales were free. I didn't have cost of sales for my business. So I would make money. Like in a month, I would make like close to 1,000 rands out of like hustling on its own, you know. Therefore, I would take care of my girl. I would buy some food for myself as well going forward. Life goes on, you know. I can't complain. It's hustling, the art of hustling. Now, Remember, the relationship between me and the girl, it was a secret. People didn't know that we were dating. We decided to keep it a secret, and we were so happy, And I loved the fact that I didn't say I don't have money to take care of my girl. And then I sat there waiting for my mom to give me money. Instead, I went there and hustled like a man, I was not hurting anybody because fact remains, I was fixing computers. The only problem was that I didn't know how to fix computers. But at the end of the day, I was doing something. That's just a fact.